We're going to do a really simple room interior using 1-point perspective drawing. We're going to start by using a long ruler or straight edge to draw lines that go all the way from one corner of our paper to the opposite corner of our paper. So make sure that that straight edge is lined up with those opposite corners, and you're going to draw some pretty light lines because some of these lines are going to be erased. Don't press down too hard. All right. So the next thing we're going to be drawing is this back wall of our room. If you have a view that you want to draw like of a long hallway, then your rectangle for that back wall is going to be smaller. But in a regular room, it may be about like this. So we're going to use our ruler again, and we're going to draw this top of the back wall where it intersects with the ceiling. And so that line is going to be horizontal. So make sure that your ruler is horizontal and parallel with the edge of the paper. And then you're going to draw this line that goes from this diagonal to the diagonal over here. We're going to draw these side walls next. So we're going to look and see where these lines intersect, this horizontal line and the diagonal line. And that is going to be the top of our line. So we want a vertical line this time coming down from that intersection. Again, make sure it's vertical, so it is going to be parallel with this edge of the paper. Coming down to this diagonal. Same thing on this side. Start at that those intersecting lines and make sure your ruler is vertical, and it's going to go all the way down to this other diagonal down here. So the last line of our back wall is a horizontal line. Now, if you hold your ruler horizontally like that, you should have these corners match up pretty closely. If it's way off, then you may find that one of your lines was not horizontal or vertical, so go back and look and see what you maybe need to fix there. But if it's looking pretty good, go ahead and draw that last horizontal line. Okay, so this is the back wall of your room. I would not draw it any bigger than that. A little smaller would be okay. Now, you don't need these lines. Oops, I forgot to mark my vanishing point. So where these lines intersect, you do want to put a little dot there. And then you can go back and erase the rest of those lines just where they are on the back wall, not here, because that's the corner of our rooms. We need to keep that. All right. So again, make sure you mark that vanishing point where those lines intersected, but the rest of these lines on that back wall can be erased. Now, if you have a window or door on the back wall, you don't have any lines that are really going away from you, so you don't have any lines that have to line up with a vanishing point. This window or door on the back wall is just going to be a plain square or rectangle. So I'm going to just draw a nice big window here. So 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. All right, so if you have a window on one of these side walls, then the top and bottom are going to line up with the vanishing point, and the sides are going to be vertical. So make sure you line your ruler up with that vanishing point. Top line, move it down, make sure it's still lined up. And then again, the sides are vertical. Now, if you have those little window pane lines, then this one would be vertical. This one would line up with the vanishing point. All right, so on this side here, if you have a door or a window, it's the same thing. The top and bottom would line up with the vanishing point. I'm going to do a door this time. So again, the ruler's lined up with the vanishing point, and I'm drawing a little line for the top of my door, and then I'm going to draw vertical lines for the side. All right, draw a doorknob if you want. Okay, so there are different things you could do for your floor. You could do a wood design or like a checkerboard tile design, or you could draw just like a big rectangle, like it's a rug on the floor. So I'm going to show you how to do one that's like a checkerboard. So whatever you decide to do, whether it's a wood floor design or a rug, any of these lines that are going away from you on the floor, again, are going to line up with the vanishing point, and then you're going to have the horizontal line. So they're either going to line up with the vanishing point or they're going to be horizontal. So I'm just going to do big squares this time to be quick. Make sure that ruler is lined up with your vanishing point, and each one you draw should be lined up. So you got to check it every time. Check and make sure it's lined up. So you'll notice that the ones on this side slant that way, the ones below are more vertical, and then the ones over here are going to kind of slant the other direction. Okay. Then those other lines are going to be just horizontal lines, so straight across like that, again parallel with the bottom of the paper. And the ones that are closer to the back wall are going to be closer together. Closer to you are going to be further apart. All right. Now, there are different things you can put on the ceiling. You may want to do a light fixture like this, which would be kind of just a cylinder shape, wide cylinder shape. You could do a tile ceiling, like ceiling tiles. They would be drawn kind of the same way we just did the floor then. Or you could draw something like a big rectangular shaped light or square light. So I'll do one like that. So if you're doing a light that's like a rectangular square, you're going to have two lines that are lined up with the vanishing point, and then you'll have a horizontal line. If you saw the other side of it, it would also be horizontal, but I'm going to pretend this one just goes off the top of my paper. And then that's really all I'm going to be drawing, but I'll show you some other things that you can add. And there's lots of videos online to show you how to draw different kinds of furniture. But basically, when you're drawing furniture in one point perspective, the side that you are facing is going to be just a plain square or a rectangle. The lines that are going away from you, like the sides of the bed here, line up with the vanishing point. And then the back would be horizontal and vertical lines. You may have things in your room that are not like cubes, rectangles or squares, and those things are going to kind of just be drawn freehand, like my pillows there. Let's see. Okay, so if you have a piece of furniture like this, a desk or a chest of drawers, you will have the side that you're facing is just going to be a plain rectangle. Again, these lines are all going to the vanishing point. They're all lined up. The back is a vertical and a horizontal line. If you see out that window on the back wall, you may want to add a horizon line. You know that the vanishing point is on the horizon line, so you could go ahead and draw that horizon line, and then you could add whatever details you wanted to your picture. Again, remember, if you're trying to draw specific things in your room that are basically cube-shaped, or couches or beds or anything like that, there are other videos that you can look up online that might show you specifically how to draw what you're drawing.